Hello, Robotics Notes fans. It is another sweltering 2 in the morning, 2:06 a.m. on July 30th. And we're freaking back from taking a break from Robotics Notes Elite, like Animal Crossing, the show that never ends until February. It has been 3 days since Anonymous Code came out. It technically came out on the 28th, but because of time zones, it really came out on the 27th in our time zone, the good old America time zone, the only time zone in all of the world, really. And let me tell you, I have been avoiding spoilers, but I am my greatest enemy. I'm not gonna run into spoilers in the wild. My greatest fear is that I'm gonna spoil myself like an idiot because I'm just gonna be too tempted. But I haven't done it yet. So let's load the data for July 30th. It's quiet. It's also cooler than usual today. I fucking wish. There's a carefree feel in the air as time passes by the old airport. I look out at the runway. Juna's been practicing karate katas for nearly an hour. She always does this when she has nothing else to do. I wouldn't be surprised if she brought her karate gi. Is it gi or gi? I don't know. One of these days. Still no sign of Subaru, but considering his old man, he'd likely get suspicious if he came early every day. As for Akiho, she's shut herself away in the hangar, doing something or other. Whatever, she'll be fine on her own. Obviously, I'm playing tons of KB. I've already played around 30 matches today, but I think I'll get another 10 in before lunch. With that happy thought running through my mind, I nonchalantly look up at the calendar on my phone droid. It's already July 30th. For real? That's a little... no, really crazy. I want to cradle my head. 10 days have already... What the hell? Something was in my mouth. Weird. I want to cradle my head. 10 days have already passed since summer break started. You figure given that it's a month and a half long, it wouldn't go by so fast. We're already a quarter of the way through. All I've done is take supplementary tests and play Kill Ballad. That's right. Those ridiculous supplementary tests ate an entire 10 days of my precious summer break. But they're finally over. I'm a free man. There's about a month left to summer break. It might not be a bad idea to just throw myself into KB for the rest of it. But I use that desperate idea to push out another horrific beast looming on the horizon. Entrance exams from my head. I could have sworn I just heard a car horn in the distance. They're here! Akio comes flying out of the hangar in response to the distant sound. What's going on? Without my noticing, she's already changed into her work clothes. She sure seems enthusiastic. Who's here? Not who. What? The parts! Akio starts walking awkwardly towards the parking lot. Despite how it looks, she's actually running, kinda. Yashio-kun! What's going on? Juna returns from the runway, wiping sweat off her forehead with a towel. Apparently some parts showed up. Parts? Like for Model 1-kun? Probably. That reminds me. She went to buy a bunch of stuff at the robot clinic a week or so ago. Juna and I stayed behind at the club room at the time. As usual, Juna has no desire to go to the robot clinic. I guess she really can't handle Doc. Yeah, he's scary, but even I can't help but feel bad his own granddaughter can't stand him. Wow, what's that? Juna is rendered speechless. Akio opens a metal mesh gate connecting the parking lot and a large truck comes rolling in. There's a sheet over the cargo. Given how big it is, there's either a lot of something or one big thing. And that's not only that, there's more than one truck. A small truck with a crane attached to it follows the first one in the lot. The two trucks following Akiho's signaling drive up to the front of the hangar and then stop. Ah, Akiho-chan I brought the stuff. Thank you so much. Ugh. Large man gets out of the passenger seat of the larger truck. Given Juna's voice surprised, she must know who this guy is. Who's that? The president of Space Candy. Oh, so that's him. He's the man behind my beloved Space Candy, and also Michi's relative. I guess his face does look kinda similar. As the two of us watch him from a distance, he notices us. A huge smile crosses his face as he waddles his massive body over to us. He's like a bear. And for some reason, there's a parakeet fluttering atop his head. Yo, Juna-chan! Yeah, I'm not doing that voice. Looks like his name was Juna. Hello? Us? Juna bows deeply. Did you think it over? Have you considered being my company's poster girl? I can't. I'd pay you well. Come on. How about it? I just can't. I see. That's too bad. The president suddenly turns his attention to me. You must be Yashio-kun. Huh? Yeah. Heard all about you from Akiho-chan. Here's a present from me to you. Eat up. He hands me an entire box of 12 bags of space candy. Thank you very much. I'm genuinely surprised. This is pretty exciting. There's a bit of a commotion coming from the trucks. I glance over to find the workers who drove in using a crane to unload large cargo. Actually, wait a sec. Is one of those workers Michi? Hehe. Kai, Jin, what do you think? About what? It's our long-awaited power generator, and engine, and a radiator, and a bunch of batteries! Amazing. You sure did buy a lot. We have our oh so generous sponsor, the president of Space Candy, to thank for that. He even arranged for the parts to be transported from Nishinomote Harbor. That was a huge help. Granted, I had Michi ask for us. Huh. But now we have almost all the parts we need. All that's missing are the giant servo motors, custom made by Doc. Those have already been ordered. He actually finished making them years ago. All that's left is to tune them. That's pretty major progress. Although I'm not sure what to think of it considering the money did all the talking. The connector parts are almost done. Those are in the hangar. We just gotta put it all together now. Heck, you could pretty much say we're finished. Our president's starting to get ahead of herself yet again. Even an amateur like me knows that the hardest part of making a giant robot over 10 meters tall is assembling it. Akiho's way too optimistic about all this. I see. So it's basically doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if I misspoke. Because that's him. Gahaha. The president is giving off the same aura as Akiho. By the way, my company is currently producing stickers for this thing. Stickers? Yeah, giant ones out of the Space Candy Company are written all big on them. All big like on them, even. Make sure you stick them on the most visible parts of the robot, Akiho-chan. Stickers? A natural demand from a sponsor. They're offering money in exchange for advertising, after all. But it looks like Akiho had no clue about any of this. Sir? If I put stickers on it, Gunbuild 1 won't look like Gunbarrel anymore. Won't look like what? Is that important for impact? What's a Gunbarrel? The robot we're building is modeled after the anime robot called Gunbarrel. Gunbarrel didn't have stickers on its most visible parts in the anime. But young lady, impact is what's most important here. Can't back down on this. Those stickers have got to be on the most visible parts. Why are you assuming we're gonna stick anything on it at all? Also, I heard someone's gonna ride in the robot. Yup, giant robots are meant to have someone pilot them from the inside. That sounds like a jab at Subaru, who, by the way, is still not here. So, about its crew. You mean its pilot? My company would like to see Jenna-chan in that role. Bah! What a turn of events. The wind blows in my favor. I can't do that. We currently have Kai as our pilot, and... Nope, I never agreed to riding in that thing. Wait, Kai! Plus, there's no way you'd reject your sponsor's wishes after all the money they put into this, right? I look at Juna, who is currently muttering to herself with tears in her eyes, desperately shaking her head. Anyway, sir, we'll be taking your request for the stickers in the pilot matter under our full consideration. I see. Thanks, please do. Especially the part about Juna-chan being the crew. Pilot. A karate beauty born and raised on the island. Now that's him. Blingblow. I almost called it a rabbit. Why did I want to call it a rabbit? It'll definitely be in the Nanachi newspaper. A cover page contender. They may even request an exclusive interview with you, Jenna-chan. Gahahaha. I can't. This whole time, Juna has been looking like she's seen the world end before her eyes. Considering she's constantly practicing karate because she has nothing else to do, she should just roll with it. As our conversation continues, the rest of the parts are steadily unloaded from the truck. As soon as all the cargo was unloaded from the truck, the Space Candy Company president left like a passing storm. I'm gonna sneeze, watch out. Oh man, I sneezed so hard, my phone opened. Gee Wilkers. As soon as all the cargo was unloaded from I already read all that. Uncle sure is rough on me. Michi was left behind. He tiredly complaining while sipping from a small carton of milk. Listen up, kids. You know how people are always saying to take advantage of your family's help? That's BS. It's actually, if you use your fam, they'll use you more. Got it? Consider it a pro tip. Should a teacher really be saying this to his students? Anyways, I'm gonna go home. You guys can handle the rest. As usual, our supervisor has zero intention of, actually supervising us. Honestly, I prefer him this way. It'd be a pain if he was more involved. Considering he's the OG president, you'd think we'd respect him more. How's the gap so huge between him and Misane? I'm dead. As soon as Michi leaves, Juno weakly sinks into the floor. I can't really handle that president. My whole body feels paralyzed when he's around. It's because he's so pushy. Because he's so big, like a bear. I guess life-size robots aren't the only issue. Maybe she can't handle things that are slightly bigger than humans. But if we're gonna keep that guy on as a sponsor, we have to keep sucking up to him and using Juna. As though trading places with Michi, Subaru appears. Looks like the parts have arrived. You're late. Subaru shrugs and ignores Akiho's comments. He doesn't seem to care at all. He takes a peek inside the garage, then turns around to face us. Shouldn't we do inspection to make sure nothing was damaged by the solar disturbance? Solar disturbance? What's that? Ah, it's trending on Tweepo right now. There was a solar disturbance and it broke a bunch of machines in the west coast of America. Really? Is it gonna be like the crash of 15? Nothing close to that. At least as of right now. It appears to be fairly small scale. But because the machines broke, there are riots all over. Why would people riot because some machines broke? The disturbance killed security systems. It's like a dreamland for thieves. Wait, if it hit the west coast, is Vegas in trouble too? Las Vegas is several hundred kilometers inland from Los Angeles. The Robo 1 World Tournament is scheduled to be held there. There are already rumors floating around that the World Tournament will be cancelled. The disturbance is supposed to continue for a while, so... Wait, it's still going? There's a stronger one coming, according to comments from some major scholars. But that was just in America, right? We don't have to worry about it here, right? We can only hope. As soon as Subaru brought up the topic, the contents of a certain document filled my head. The Kamijima report. If I recall, it said the following. However, without a doubt, the sun is on the verge of a spontaneous discharge. According to scientific evidence, large-scale solar disturbances will occur in 2012, 2015, 2019, and 2020. This will cause grave effects on the Earth and its magnetosphere. It's not cold, but I start subconsciously rubbing my arms. I have goosebumps. It's possible that everything written in that report was the truth. Can I really laugh it off as a crazy conspiracy theory? Irie said that Ko Kamichima was murdered by someone. Why did he leave that report behind? Why was he murdered? Is it because everything written in that file was true? And the Kamijima report I found isn't the only one on the island. In the rest of the hidden text files, there could be even more predictions and revelations. Wait, hold on, stop. Don't let yourself get dragged into the dark spiral of conspiracy theory BS. Huh? Suddenly, I hear a melody that I know all too well. Kai, did you change your ringtone? Kagame, Kagame! That's right. Juna told me all about this. About folks in Tokyo getting messages similar to the earthquake early warnings at the time. Juna and I immediately make eye contact. Ugh. What the? It's coming from my phone droid too. Me too. The melodies overlap, creating a dissonant sound. I feel like I'll get a headache if I listen to this for too long. And the poor sound quality makes it all feel even creepier. The fact that it doesn't stop immediately points to it being a call and not a message. I've never even set Kagame Kagame as my ringtone. I don't even know if my phone droid had it as an option. I checked my phone droid and the display is similar to when there's a normal call coming in. In this case, however, the caller's number is hidden. As a test, I try answering the phone. This sound. It's just like the fax machine transmission noise. Is she the one doing this? Or is that certain organization that Kokamijima mentioned? I feel a chill run down my spine. My body is shivering. I can't take it anymore, and I hang up the phone. Huh? Her timing is perfect. When did this woman get here? There was nothing around here, so you can see everything, yet I didn't notice her till she was right here. At long last, Kagame Kagame stops playing. The hangar returns to silence. Everyone stands still without saying a word. Nobody can wrap their head around what just happened over the last minute or so. Are you kids the Central Tanegashima High Robot Research Club? That's right. Who is this person? Did someone from the media come by for an interview? Or... Master was murdered. Who killed him? That's a relief. I was worried you guys I wouldn't be able to find you guys. The woman smiles as she speaks. A single black van comes driving onto the airport apron. It's approaching at a high speed. It then comes to a stop behind the woman. I know this is sudden, but there's something we need to discuss. You're going to be coming with me. What? Brawny looking men, in black suits from the van visit? What? Exit from the van. 5 of them. With so many confusing things happening in such a short amount of time, I don't even consider the option to flee. Before I realize it, I've been grabbed from behind with both arms twisted. I can tell I'd be in immense pain if I attempted to resist, so I stay put. Stop! Akio is grabbed by the arms of one of the men and forced into the van. Juna and Subaru as well. Hasn't even been 2 minutes since that woman showed up. Yet in this short amount of time, she's managed to abduct 4 high schoolers. Let's go. I get pushed onto one of the van's seats. I'm just dumbfounded by this entire situation. All I can think about is Kokamijima's fate. The fear of being erased. My body's been trembling ever since Kagame Kagame started playing. Who? I desperately try to talk. Who are you? The woman, now sitting in the front passenger seat, turns around to face us. My name is... She removes her sunglasses and flashes us a cheerful smile that doesn't really fit the situation. I've got runny nose. Nose runny. What the hell? Neita Noji. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Despite the smile on her face, her eyes aren't smiling in the least. Phase 4 Stratosphere Alternator. But the episode doesn't stop there. 'Cause we've got the rest of the day. I've been alive for 18 years. Looks like this is the end of that road. Never thought I'd experience being abducted by a shady group of people. Yet here I am. And not just me, but Akiho and the other members of the club as well. I have to do something, but there's no way I can turn the situation around on my own. I know how that'll turn out. Thus, all I can do is stay quiet in this shaking car. Nobody says a word. After passing the time in silence, we finally arrive at our destination. It's... What's going on here? I'm gonna sneeze again. Sneeze. What's going on here? This is most definitely the Space Center. The windows of the van have a dark tint applied to them, but it's still possible to... I'm gonna sneeze. Oh man. This sucks. I don't have any tissues and I can't leave because I haven't finished recording yet. I can't just go. Oh man. The windows of the van have a dark tint, but it's still possible to see outside. None of us have been blindfolded, and that black-suited men didn't warn us not to look around. Which means the van had nothing keeping us from watching. Ugh. Which means we had nothing keeping us from watching the van enter TNSC and pull up in the front of the Takisaki Observatory. We're then politely guided to a room on the 4th floor. No restraints. Did we just dream up our earlier treatment? 5 minutes have passed since our arrival. Needless to say, this isn't an interrogation room or a creepy cell. It's just a regular old room. Heck, if anything, it's more like a press conference room. After guiding us here, the black-suited men told us to wait for a little while, then left. In other words, it's just us 4 robot club pals sitting around. Door doesn't seem to be locked. Subaru turns the handle of the door leading outside and it opens easily. Man, bad time to get sneezy. Oh gosh. An intense sea breeze comes blowing into the room, roughly swaying the hanging curtains. Sure is windy outside. There don't seem to be any guards either. We should be able to escape. There's no point. Nothing else. I think we're probably safe. No torture, murder, or getting dumped into the sea. If they wanted to kill us, they probably would have taken us into the woods where nobody goes. There are places like that all over the island. Instead, they took us to TNSC of all places. No restraints, and we're not locked in. It's pretty clear that they meant us no harm. I'm concerned with how that Tennoji lady disappeared the moment we arrived here. Hey everyone, I've seen something like this before. What do you mean, Aki-chan? Situations like this happen a lot in robot anime. It's a trope. Gun Barrel episode 17 was kinda like this. In other words, we've been chosen as the team to pilot a giant robot to protect Earth. Forever a child. How absurd. I'm with Subaru-kun on the... Kun? Why'd I call him Kun? Like he's a fucking gonna dig through my trash or whatever. Oh man. Bad times to be sneezy. Come on, I wasn't being serious. I was trying to lighten the mood, so I made a little... I was trying to lighten the mood a little, so I made a joke. A dumb gag. Lighten the mood, eh? Juno's been trembling like a newborn I'm gonna sneeze again. Am I? Bro. I am straight up sneezy. Oh man. I can't go get tissues without leaving the recording. Oh gosh. What do I do, gamers? Robotics notes, gamers. It's the best of times, it was the worst of times. Oh man. Just gonna keep powering through, I guess. Oh. I could just edit this, but that requires so much work. Now, this has already been going for 29 minutes. This is so sad. Juno's been trembling like a newborn fawn the whole time. So it looks like Akiho's gag ended in utter failure. Suddenly the door to the room opens. In comes a dizzy looking Frau. Furugori? The black-suited men guiding Frau bow, then leave the room. You got caught too, Frau Bo? I'm going to describe what just happened to me. I was walking to the neighborhood convenience store to buy Pocky. The next thing I know, I'm at JAXA. You might not understand what I'm saying, but I don't understand either. I can't rule out the possibility of hypnotism, super speed, or something equally as crazy. You got shoved into a car and abducted, yeah? Pretty much. So the same as us. Oh man. Cool. Frau wasn't even at the hangar with us, which means they must have business with the entire robot club. Although there's no sign of Michi, who left only a short time before the abduction took place. But by the way, about the black-suited men just now. Deets, please. Black suits. I just want to munch on their neckties and lick their arms on their sunglasses. Time to ignore the perv. Since we're at the TNSC, have you heard anything from your old man, Aki-chan? Good point. Let me try calling him. Despite our current situations, they didn't take our phone droids. Just as Akio was about to make the call. Hey! Our old man shows up right on time. I can't tell if he's just trying to fool us with that smile of his, or if he's just forcing one out. Either way, he looks oddly tense. Dad, what's going on here? Did you order this? Explain yourself. Allow me to explain. Ah. Entering the room after Akio's dad is Neitanoji, the girl who was wearing sunglasses. That said, she's not wearing shades right now, so she looks kinda different. Okay, everyone, have a seat. Wait, hold on. That uniform. Huh? A JAXA work uniform? Let me introduce myself. I'm Neitanoji, from JAXA's Research and Development Headquarters, Unexplored Technology Research Center. I just arrived at Tanegashima today. It's really nice here. Whoa, whoa. What's with all the smiling? You literally almost committed a crime. Hell, the normal reaction would be to call the cops on you. Gathered you all here to... Oh, man. Oh. This is so sad. This is so sad. Can we get 5 Samurai Warriors games? I think I'm gonna have to go get tissues, sorry. Remember, 33 minutes, 33 seconds. Editing me, 33. Alright, be right back, everyone. We gathered you all here to make a... We gathered you all here like this to make a proposal regarding some support work. We didn't gather here, you abducted us. Support work? Chief Tsunomiya of the Tanegashima Space Center is already aware of this. You never told me anything. Akio's old man wipes sweat off his cheek and weakly nods. But Tenoji couldn't. You could have handled this a bit better. First, you should apologize to them. Oh gosh, you're right. Neitanoji seems to have come to a sort of realization. She corrects her posture and bows deeply. I am very sorry for the rough treatment. It's just that there are a number of adults who are targeting you guys. I need to speak with you as soon as possible so you cooperate with us. When I was a student, my friends would often call me Wild Girl. I have a bit of a habit of taking things too far. Who cares about your nickname? What do you mean by adults targeting us? Targeting us, not targeting. Is this related to Coke Mijima? Anyways, to quickly explain the support work I mentioned. Mashita-san, could you hand me that? Neitanoji suddenly calls to one of the staff watching from a short distance away. The older man named Mashita wears a troubled smile on his face and hands the board over to Neitanoji. Yes, this. Ta-da! After building up a little hype for herself, she turns the board to us. The hell? Let's build a giant robot with JAXA. Looks like I'm not the only one floored right now. Everyone at the club is stunned. Not to mention the poor handwriting and bad drawings make me feel excessively annoyed. Who the hell thought this terrifying What the hell was that terrifying experience we endured 30 minutes ago? Everything feels so stupid now. I just want to collapse on the spot. Neitanoji's carefree way of speaking is only spurring on that sense of exhaustion. Huh? Did you guys not hear what I said? I thought the board would make it super duper clear. Basically, I'm asking you guys to make a giant robot together with JAXA. With JAXA, huh? Didn't Nakiho just ask her dad about this a month ago and got rejected? Specifically, it's called Innovative Robotics Technology Research Support Work, but that's kind of a long name. In other words, we want to provide support to people doing giant robot research and development. Tokyo Expo is next year, but everyone is calling it the Robot Expo. Ground-based bipedal robot research is outside of JAXA's field of expertise. We do have a research group for space robotics research, though. But since Japan is known as the powerhouse of the robot powerhouse of the world, we should face the call for giant bipedal robots too. Thus, I tried asking the higher-ups about it. And unexpectedly, they listened to the opinion of a total new hire like me. It's just that for the half year until the expo, but we want to do support work. Isn't this a little late for us? I know they'll accomplish much with only half a year remaining until the expo. If this goes well, it could open the path to an official mission in the future. JAXA might finally be able to make a giant bipedal robot. It won't just be a dream anymore. Oops. So I'm hoping this might prove to be a good pre-mission research for us. But for now, I'm the only one from Chofu assigned to this, so I don't think they're expecting much. Aha. This is the part where you're supposed to laugh. Ha 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 ha. Just like when she introduced herself in the car, her eyes aren't laughing. No matter how big that smile of hers is, she's kinda scary. To be honest, a lot of people told me that they wouldn't be able to do much in only half a year. But if nobody expects anything, then there's no need to fear failure. That means I can do as I please. If nothing else, this chick's got guts. That said, though I call it support work, the budget is real tiny, chump change level. So we can only offer our assistance to one group. Our budget would vanish in a heartbeat if we tried to support multiple research organizations. I was thinking about who to go with when I just happened to see a net stream of Robo 1. During the grand finals, you fought on equal ground with the heroic Mr. Pleiades. I glanced over at Subaru to check on his expression. Looks like he's listening to her with a cold expression on his face, but he's actually sweating bullets. Oh, Mr. Pleiades is actually right. Press, please don't say another word. Oh, sorry. Huh? Please continue. Okay, anyways, I was deeply moved by that match. Neitanoji's eyes get moist. She wiggles around. The more she talks, the more my impression of this woman changes for the worse. It's unfortunate that you lost. I bet it must have been real frustrating. If we kept going, we definitely would have won. Such assumptions are meaningless. The match was over. I also read your interview in the Kiyomi newspaper. What interview? Oh, the one I did. Wait, you had a newspaper interview? That's amazing! Yeah, for Kiyomi. Not Nanichi. Yeah, Nanichi, I was right. That's a national paper. Kai said he didn't want to do it, so I had no choice but to go it alone. I actually wanted to tell him even more. But you did manage to tell him about your wonderful dreams, Sonomiya-san. Oh, you really think it's wonderful? That's kind of embarrassing, hee-ho. Oh boy, Akio's starting to fall for Ichinoji's lip service. Your actual dream isn't about hobby robots, it's to build a giant robot over 10 meters tall, right? Well, you're already building it, I guess. Yeah, that's correct. The president has officially been buttered up to perfection. She's all ready for the oven. Even though she was trembling and about to cry mere minutes ago. I saw the interview and I decided that your club was the one. That's why I wanted to talk to you all. This is your time. So, you're just hopping on the bandwagon? I'm gonna... My nose. I'm gonna do a little wipe. Bad times. I was not sneezy when I started this recording. This is a mid-recording revelation. Well, your names are actually pretty well known even within JAXA. Because I'm the daughter of the TNSC chief. Probably because JAXA's been giving the parts they don't need anymore. Now you see, this is why I got the tissues. Oh man. Oh gosh. Bad times. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. But it was mostly just the worst of times. I'll let you know when the best of times happens. Oh man. And I'm not editing any of this out. That's the real funny part. You're just gonna sit here while I wipe my nose. You're gonna sit here and you're gonna wait. So how about that anonymous code, am I right? Alright. Oh, I see. We've had a working relationship for a long time now. When Misune founded the Robot Research Association 9 years ago, she used her family connections to force Jax's hand. But I'm so glad I made it in time. Ichinoji gestures like she's wiping sweat from her brow after a hard day's work. Since you got second place in Robo 1, various research groups and corporations gotta be aiming for you. Technicians, not just in Japan, but from around the world, pay close to that attention to that tournament. Really? Like, what exactly? In the last month, aside from Kayami newspaper, nobody has made any offers. It's just lip service. No, not at all. I know I'm right. Anyways, there you have it. I'd like to be the first to establish a cooperative relationship with you. Exactly what kind of support would you provide us with? As I said, our goal is entering next year's expo. We can offer development funds, though not much. Also, the Unexplored Technology Research Center has a branch called the Space Robotics Research Group. You can do a technology exchange with the engineers there. It'd be lovely if those folks could offer you advice. Finally, when constructing the robot, you can use our facilities here at TNSC. Whoa. Oh, and one more important thing. Uh-oh. Okay, no sneeze for now. I'll let you know when I sneeze. One more important thing. Please explain in the description for your finished robot how JAXA cooperated with you. Doesn't that basically mean there are literally no negatives to accepting this deal? Is that really all? This sounds too good to be true. Don't tell me JAXA is gonna grab all our tech ideas and then take the credit for everything we did. Senpai, you're being a pessimist. He's right. If they did that, I'd cut ties with my dad. What? Me? I don't know, I'm just thinking this deal sounds too sweet. It's got me suspicious is all. It's like they have an ulterior motive. Don't forget, they abducted us. Oh gosh, it's my fault you're all so guarded. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Michinoji's looking ashamed, bows her head to us again. All I can really say is, please trust me. But if the finished robot is well received, you may be hired to assist with JAXA's giant robot production in the future. This woman was really fixated on JAXA making giant robots. Does she really want to make one? Who knows if that's all that's actually going to happen. JAXA robots of justice will beat down the armies of evil. What do you think? That makes them weapons. A concept would never be approved. Oh, I'm joking. Ahahahahaha. Amazing. Akio's eyes have started glittering. She's being consumed by delusion. I love the way you think. Really? Thank you. Uh-oh. These two are starting to come to mutual understanding. I mean, either way, we're planning on participating in the expo. Oh, really? Then it's convenient for the both of us, right? But we shouldn't need too much money. We have a sponsor. We also have most of the parts we need too. All that's left is to assemble it. Wow, you've made that much progress? Amazing! Of course, your robot might not compare favorably to some of the ones at the expo made by bigger corporations. Natanoji just casually drops an insult on us. But that's where you get to compete with ideas instead. Get it? There's no point in trying to build a robot like giant corporations of the world do. I'd want to focus on great ideas, things that could take the giant robot innovation or space development into the future. Ideas, huh? Akio's eyes are wandering. She probably doesn't have any ideas in particular. The only plan is to make for that chunk of hollowed out steel is to make it walk. But this ain't a bad proposal. It's up to Akio whether or not to accept it, though. She's the club president, and she's likely the only one with any real interest in any of this. Subaru's participating in the robot club in secret from his old man, so he can't openly voice his opinion. All of this is probably going right over Jinna's head. Frau and I have no interest in giant robots. Actually, Frau is slovenly lying on the desk, fiddling with her phone droid. She's been paying no attention. Then, about the giant robot you're building right now. Can I take a look at it? Of course! It was in the hangar you found us in. Oh, it was? I didn't even notice. The data is on my phone droid. Akio pulls up blueprints and photos she took and happily shows them to Natanoji on her phone droid screen. This giant robot that we are currently developing is Gun Barrel Prototype Model 1, aka Gun Build 1. Oh. Natanoji's eyes are glued to the monitor. But she soon starts to look puzzled. Oh. Yes, quite. Yeah, indeed. Does it move? Absolutely. It walks. Well, that's the plan anyways. Actually, didn't Subaru mention repeatedly that it wouldn't walk? Did that issue ever get solved? Said Subaru is... He's not saying anything in particular. Oh man. Nose. Who knows what my nose doing? That means the legs move. Anything besides the legs? There's no plan for that. It wasn't necessary. I see. Nichinoji goes silent in thought for a moment, then speaks to Sonomiya's dad. Chief Sonomiya, do you think this can walk? Well, I don't know. He looks at it like he's at his wit's end. Keeps wiping sweat from his brow over and over. Is he trying to appeal to his daughter? If that's the case, he's not doing a real good job. And at the end of the day, sometimes you just gotta shoot straight about these things. Man, how weak is this dude when it comes to his daughter? It'll walk, right, Dad? Which is it? It won't walk. Subaru finally makes his move. Subaru, hush. Nobody asked you. But it's the truth. Can't walk? If it tried to walk, it would likely trip on its own toes and fall over. It'd fall over? That sounds dangerous. That's, as a solution to that, we can attach wheels to the tip of its feet. Just an idea. Nichinoji thinks to herself again before slamming her fist into her palm like she's got an idea. She looks up. How about this? You stop development on Model 1 for now, and start working on a brand new, more attractive giant robot for entering the expo. Huh? A brand new... This proposal makes the most sense. Subaru's been saying the same thing for a while now. And if Jax provides support, our money issues will finally be over. We could really build something pretty decent if we start from scratch. However, to Akiho, this proposal is basically poisonous. I mean, the giant robot she's currently building won't qualify for the expo. She'll end up a laughingstock. In other words, it's a full rejection of the robot that Akiho spent so much of her time on for so long. I'm an amateur at robot construction, but even I know after listening to Subaru and Akiho battle it out. He's right and she isn't. But the biggest problem here is that the Robot Club president, the one who holds the right to decide what direction the club will take, is... In that case, please forget about the whole thing. What? Akiho Sonomiya. And Akiho Sonomiya alone, her dream is to complete Gun Build 1 that Misane designed. The gun barrel prototype Model 1 is the product of the other members' 9 years of hard work. There's no logic or reason behind this, just pure emotion. That's why this proposal will never work. I only want to complete Gun Build 1. I have no desire to build any other robot. Sonomiya-san. I'm sorry. Akiho bows slightly and walks out of the room. Frau, seemingly waiting for this moment, runs after Akiho while still hanging her head low. Juna is bewildered and looks towards me for my reaction. Subaru also looks at me like he wants me to do something. I don't have any reason to try and persuade Akiho one way or the other. My only obligation is to give her a light push on the back when she's stuck in place. I'm going to start getting KB withdrawal soon, so I decide to go home as well. The wind outside is strong. It's definitely more than just a sea breeze. The clouds are starting to look a bit ominous too. Aki-chan. I chase after Akio and call to her. How are you getting home? Maybe by bus? Doo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I can't believe there's only one per hour. Everyone, wait for me. Juna comes chasing after us, looking ready to cry. Behind her follows a silent Subaru. I look towards the Takesaki Observatory and notice Natanoji watching us from the observation deck. We turn our backs to her and head to the bus stop. All was a good offer. Negotiations with JAXA ended in failure. Still 7:30. We're not done yet, pals. After the children leave the press conference room, it's engulfed in a quiet stillness. I sit down in a chair and let out a small sigh. Kenichiro Sanomiya, have now been the chief of Tanegashima Space Center for 7 years. When we launched rockets, this room was always packed with project staff and reporters before and after a launch. There was a press room on the floor below, and media would set up cameras on the roof looking to record the launch. But such hustle and bustle is already 4 years behind us. Nose clean. Ugh. This room is in the Takesaki Observatory hasn't been used in years. Today was the first time in who knows how long. The facility hasn't been closed or shrunk. It might be used again one day, so the higher-ups want it maintained. In other words, while I may have been granted the title of chief, I'm basically a glorified caretaker. One day, eh? Will the day ever come again when we launch rockets from here? Will the day ever come when we launch rockets from here again? Chief Sanomiya? Tanoji-kun has returned. The children just departed on the bus. I see. Well, I never expected my daughter to refuse your proposal. I'm really sorry about all this. I bow my head, but Tanoji-kun shrinks back. Whoa, no, it's nothing really. Please raise your head. Sure. I was surprised she said no too. But I'm the one using you, Chief. Come on, you're not using me. Then I guess I'm taking advantage of you. I was moved when you spoke in Chofu. How you said you wanted to let students use this place to build a giant robot. You flatter me, hee-ho. At the start of this month, when Akio requested use of TNSC facilities to assemble a robot, I had to say no. But heck, I'm a father. I want to support my daughter in her dream. I just so happened to have a business trip to Chofu, so I tried consulting with the top brass while I was there. That's probably why what Tanoji-kun is talking about. Plus, I always wanted to do support work for building bipedal robots. So I was down for this idea from the get-go. Tanoji-kun smiles playfully and sticks her tongue out a little. Without your cooperation, I wouldn't have received the go-ahead this quickly. No. If you hadn't been there, I doubt this would have been approved at all. The top brass were hesitant when I spoke to them. Can't believe they had a change of heart in just a few days. Despite the small scale of the support work, I never seen anything get approved this quickly and smoothly. Figured maybe you used some kind of magic on them or something. I just used some negotiation skills, nothing crazy. I'm really good at flattering people, hee-ho. If I remember correctly, Tanoji-kun is only 20. What a frank young lady. I'm honestly impressed. In some ways, she reminds me of a Misaki when she was younger. But is it really okay not to tell her? About what? That you were the one who proposed the project to the higher-ups? No, if I did that, she'd get all embarrassed. You're much closer to their age, so you could probably communicate with them better. I'm just an old geezer inching closer to retirement. I'm way past my prime to be talking to these youngsters about dreams and the like. I want this support work to expand more and more in the future. Eventually, students from all across Japan could link up, encouraging them to pursue engineering and sciences. After all, there are a lot of young people in Japan who have an interest in robots. Not just young people, there are a lot of old farts like me who like robots too. If anything, older folks might have a stronger attachment to them, hee-ho. That's because in the past there'd be 2 or 3 robot anime on TV every single week. I'm jealous. I hope the time comes when, even in real life Japan, giant robots are a common sight. Start imagining giant bipedal robots being used for disaster relief, public work, ordinary everyday settings. That's the dream. I know, right? And it'll likely feed back into space development as well. Robots could be actively used for interstellar exploration. That's why this work isn't worthless to JAXA. Anyways, while they may have refused earlier, I'm gonna try approaching them again. If I go home now, I'll have made coming all the way out to Tanegashima meaningless. And seeing how I only just arrived today, I want to learn more about the island too. But of course, my first priority is helping out the robot club, for your sake too. Don't mind me, hee-ho-ho. I'm getting more and more embarrassed talking to Tanoji-kun. She's younger than Misaki, but older than Akiho. In other words, it kind of feels like I'm talking to my daughters. They've been cold to me these days, so it's kind of embarrassing when she openly wants to keep talking to me. Oh right, I need to check if my luggage arrived at the dorm. I wonder what it's like there. To tell the truth, this is my first time living on my own. I'll be taking my leave, Chief. Of course, take care. From start to finish, Tanoji-kun is all smiles as she exits the room. After seeing her off, I sit down in the center seat of the empty room. Misaki, huh? Think about my disobedient daughter who hasn't come home or even contacted us for 6 years now. When she was a high schooler, much like Tanoji-kun, she'd innocently tell me all about her dreams. Dad, I created a robot research association at school. Wow, that's pretty bold of you. Still just an association, but I want to make it a club eventually, and build a giant robot. In high school? Yep. I don't even care if it's just hollow like paper mache to save money. I just want to build it ourselves. Though I'm the only one in the association right now. And I don't know if it's possible to complete something that grand in the 3 years I have. But still, I feel like I'd rather give it a shot than not at all. That's a very you thing to say, Misaki. Hee ho 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 ho. What's that supposed to mean? You know this is your fault, right? How so? Don't tell me you were unaware of it all this time. Ever since Aki and I were little, you'd go on and on about how amazing robot anime was. I just wanted my daughters to understand the things I liked. Well, thanks to you, both me and Aki ended up loving robot anime. Now we're a pair of sisters who act like boys. Have you ever wished we were boys, Dad? Nope, not once. Then have you ever thought about giving us a little brother? Shouldn't tease your old man like this, hee-ho. Anyways, I am truly grateful to you, Dad. I quite like this dream of mine. Do you want to build a robot when you were younger? Indeedy do. Back when Gundam was still airing on TV, I think. I'd always be putting together plastic models. But I always wanted to try making a real one. There wasn't a single boy back then who didn't think about it. That's why I want to make that dream a reality. We're 10 years into the 21st century. Right now, with a bit of dedication, it might really be possible. By the way, do you think JAXA could give me any parts they don't need for free? Is that the real reason you called me out here to talk? Pretty much. I need as much as I can get if I'm going to make this happen. I'm not sure. I'll try talking to the chief. Awesome. I recall being surprised as I watched Misaki humbly thrust her fist into the air. Misaki wasn't the kind of kid who did things like that. That was reserved for Akio, her little sister. That's why How serious are you about this? I just had to know. Misaki responded like it was the most natural thing in the world. I'm 100% serious about all of it. You better hold on to your butt, Dad. Even if I can't make it happen in 3 years, I'm gonna plant the seeds. And one day, I'm sure it'll be finished. The first homemade giant robot ever built by high school students. It'll easily make the front page of the news on Nanachi newspaper. Hee-ho. I can't wait. After that fateful day, Misaki put her everything into building that robot. 9 years have gone by. Central Tanegashima High Robot Club has inherited Misaki's work, and now Akiho is the president. I never thought that a support work proposal for Akio's club would ever come this close to becoming a reality. She really did plant the seeds. My daughter is quite the eye. Now if only she can visit her family at least once a year, I'd have no complaints about my amazing daughter. It's just a piece of junk. I don't give a damn about it anymore. I'm sorry, Dad. I think back to what Misaki suddenly said to me just before leaving the island. What was going through her head? Even now, I still don't know why she left, but Misaki, that seed you planted is finally sprouting. Hold on a second, I'm making it sound like Misaki's dead or something. Can't help but chuckle a little. Ladies and gentlemen, that is another episode of... Oh my gosh. Oh man, tomorrow's gonna be a banger. Oh, this is one of my favorite scenes in the game. But that will have to wait until tomorrow, because that is the end of Robotics Notes Like Animal Crossing for this fine evening. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening to me sneeze and sniffle for an hour straight. And I will see you all tomorrow for another episode. Nochio!